Ciao Kakban. I'm so excited to take you on an incredible journey today. You know, there's something magical about the music of Southern Vietnam that just captures your heart and soul. I've always been fascinated by our rich culture, especially our incredible music. From the soulful melodies of folk songs to the dramatic performances of Kai Luong, our traditional music tells the story of who we are as a people. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? The story of Southern Vietnamese folk music is as rich and complex as the Mekong Delta itself. Kak Ban Viet Cong, our music has roots that go back centuries, influenced by the diverse cultures that have called this region home. From the indigenous Khmer people to the waves of settlers from the north, each group brought their own musical traditions. Over time, these sounds blended and evolved, creating something uniquely Southern. And let me tell you, there's nothing quite like using your Momo app to buy tickets for a local folk music performance and experiencing this magic firsthand. Now, let's talk about the stars of the show, the instruments. That Surat Tuyet Voix, the instruments used in Southern Vietnamese folk music are like extensions of the musicians themselves. Each one has its own unique voice, its own story to tell. Take the Dan Bao, for example. This single-stringed instrument might look simple, but in the hands of a skilled player, it can mimic the human voice with incredible accuracy. Then there's the Dan Tran, a 16-stringed zither that's as beautiful to look at as it is to listen to. Its delicate, harp-like sound is often used to represent the gentle flow of rivers or the soft whisper of a lover. And we can't forget the Dan Co, a 2-stringed fiddle that can make you laugh or cry with its expressive tones. These instruments, along with many others, come together to create a sound that's uniquely Southern Vietnamese. But of course, instruments are only half the story. The heart of Southern Vietnamese folk music lies in its vocals. Kak Ban Viet Cong, our singers don't just perform songs, they tell stories. Each song is like a mini-drama filled with emotion and meaning. The vocal techniques used are incredibly diverse and expressive. There's the Ho style, used in work songs and love songs alike. It's characterized by its long, drawn-out notes that seem to float on the air. Then there's the Lai style, often used for more upbeat, playful songs. And let's not forget about Vong Co, a style that's closely associated with Kai Luong. It's known for its emotional depth and dramatic flair. What I love most about these vocal styles is how they can convey so much emotion. You don't need to understand every word to feel the joy, the sorrow, the longing in the singer's voice. Kai Luong is like taking all the emotion and storytelling of folk music and turning it up to 11. It's a beautiful blend of traditional and modern elements, with elaborate costumes and dramatic storylines. These artists weren't just performers, they were national treasures. Od Bak Lan, Min Vuong, Tan Nga. They poured their hearts and souls into every note, every gesture, elevating our folk music traditions to an art form. It's amazing to see how our traditional music has adapted to the modern world. Today's artists are blending traditional instruments with modern genres, creating a sound that honors our heritage while speaking to new generations. Festivals and celebrations are where our traditional music really comes alive. From the Hue Festival to the Don Kataitu Festival in Bac Lieu, and even during Tet, you can experience the full spectrum of Southern Vietnamese music. Of course, with all this talk about modernization, you might be wondering how we're keeping these traditions alive. And let me tell you, it's a challenge, but one that many passionate people are tackling head-on. Tôi rat yo, ditch the efforts being made to preserve our musical heritage. There are organizations dedicated to documenting and archiving traditional music and Kai Luong performances. Schools and universities are offering courses in traditional music, ensuring that the knowledge is passed down to new generations. Even the government is getting involved, recognizing the importance of these art forms as part of our national identity. But you know what? Some of the most exciting preservation work is happening at the grassroots level. There are community groups organizing regular performances and workshops. You've got young musicians learning from master performers, keeping the traditions alive while adding their own fresh perspectives. So where does all this leave us? What does the future hold for Southern Vietnamese folk music and Kai Luong? Well, if you ask me, the future is bright. That's Su Rat Tu Yet Hoa, the way these art forms continue to evolve and adapt. We're seeing a new generation of artists who are deeply respectful of tradition, but aren't afraid to experiment and innovate. They're creating music that speaks to modern audiences while still carrying the soul of our cultural heritage. And it's not just within Vietnam. Our music is gaining recognition on the global stage too. From international festivals to collaborations with artists from around the world, Southern Vietnamese music is making its mark. But you know what's most exciting to me? It's seeing how this music continues to bring people together. In a world that can often feel divided, our music reminds us of our shared humanity. It tells our stories, expresses our emotions, and connects us to something larger than ourselves. And there you have it, my friends. A journey through the heart and soul of Southern Vietnamese music. From the gentle melodies of folk songs to the dramatic performances of Kai Luong, we've explored a rich heritage of sound and emotion. I hope this video has given you a taste of why I'm so passionate about our musical traditions. It's more than just entertainment. It's a living, breathing part of who we are as a people. As we wrap up, I want to encourage all of you to explore this beautiful world of music for yourselves. Attend a performance, listen to some recordings, maybe even try learning an instrument. And remember, with Momo, supporting and enjoying our musical heritage is easier than ever. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep the music in your hearts.